What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're actually going to show you guys how to install the tumbado window stickers, the ones for the front windshield. There's been a lot of people who have been buying these stickers, but a lot of people don't know how to install them the easiest way possible, and sometimes I'll see pictures of the trucks with the stickers all crooked. So I'm going to show you guys how we do it to make them as straight as possible. And necessarily you don't need two people. You can do it just yourself, but two people always helps. But I'm gonna do it myself just to show you guys that it is possible. Alright guys, so today in the demo I'm going to show you, this is our gold sticker, and this is pretty much how you'll get it. It's going to be rolled in, and it's going to be on top of a bubble wrap envelope. There was some that we sent out without bubble wrap until we got some more, but you know, usually they do come with the bubble wrap envelope. And so this is how you get it. So first things first, you'll peel the clear sticker out of it. This is the thing holding it together, and you just make sure you peel it off carefully, just like that. Now the only thing you're really going to need is going to be some colored tape. You can do clear, but colored is always better, so you know exactly what you're cutting. And you're going to need a small razor blade, and you can buy this at your hardware store. You don't necessarily need this. You can use box cutters or a knife. Just a knife will be a little bit harder to slice because most of the knives are dual. So that's pretty much all you need. Once you open it up, it's gonna roll out. So the reason why we send them like this is to avoid them being squished in the middle and then having big bubbles in the center. This will give you the least amount of bubbles, so you'll still have, you know, little air pockets here and there, but when we roll them and we tighten them up, that pretty much stretches out the material and it doesn't allow for any bubbles to get on there. So once you have it open, on some of the stickers we have a center guide. This one's one of the older ones, so I don't have the center guide on this one. But once you have the center guide and you know exactly where your center is going to be, you're going to put a piece of tape right in the middle. So my overall center is going to be right by where the B is at. You pretty much just lay the tape just like that. Fold this back just so it doesn't stick to the platform that you're on. Once you have it like that, the next thing to do is to put the tapes on the corner ends. But we'll do that once we have it on inside the glass. Biggest deal is to make sure that your glass is clean. And once your glass is 100% clean and it's dry, no water, no moisture, no nothing, then you're able to install the sticker. Once you do that, once you put it over, there's going to be just pretty much 3 easy steps, and it should line up as good as possible. You don't necessarily need a measuring tape, but if you want to get real precise, you can always use a measuring tape. But just to let you know, the overall logo is not 100% square. The T sticks out a little bit more than the rest of it. So when you get the overall measurement, it won't all actually line up to where it's right on the T. Okay, so now once you have that center tape sitting right there, you just kind of want to guide your corners to where you're even as possible, and then just raise it up and adjust it. Okay, now we have it 100% centered. That's where I want it to be. You have the middle tape. Now you're gonna put a corner tape on here, but you're not gonna go overlapping the logo. You're just gonna put the corner tape right there, just enough to where it'll cut that corner. And make sure you're stretching it out so it doesn't collapse on you. Alright. So first step, center tape. Lay it out. Second step, corner tapes once everything is well adjusted for you. Now it might look a little off, and that's just because of the camera, but the way I'm looking at it now in person, it looks super straight. Now we're gonna take our razor blade and we're gonna chop this corner off right at what the tape is at, where the tape and the sticker meets. And so once we're done with that, we're gonna put this on our windshield wipers so it makes it easier for us to hold it. And you peel the protective layer, transfer tape, what you would call it. Now it is real windy where I'm at right now, so just try to do it where it's not as windy so you don't run into these windy troubles. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Alright, so if I had a second person, I would have the second person holding this piece right here, so I want to just be flopping, but I'm just gonna take the blade and cut straight through. And then you're gonna guide it back into that place. So it might have been hard for you guys to see the first time around, but if you look, this thing should go as close as possible. It won't always sit right exactly where you cut it, but it should get as close as possible from here to here. And then pretty much all you do is just start stretching the vinyl from the center back this way. Just try to get all the bubbles out of it. And try to just run your fingers through the actual sticker and not the clear protectant, because the clear protectant usually has room to play with, but the sticker doesn't. And don't be discouraged if you get some big bubbles, because the sun will take those out with the time. Since it is vinyl, it'll just start to stretch it out. Just go slow and steady. And like I said, just try to get all the creases out. In the end, you can always do it with the card. Just squeeze all the extra bubbles out. Now, normally a lot of people, they just tend to rip the clear protectant out like right away, but I would leave it on. Don't worry about all these extra bubbles, just worry about the bubbles inside of the actual sticker. Just try to get rid of them. See how we're already pushing them out with our thumb. Since it is vinyl, it'll actually start to squeeze them out. So same thing for the other side. We still have to use a razor blade, and we still have to use our tape to hold that. it should be easier. Like I said, if you got another person helping you, it'll definitely make the process a lot faster and a lot easier. Oh, shit. So same thing with that other side. You peel it. But this one you're gonna have to wiggle out because you have that green tape. So you try to like just pull it up as much as you can. Just enough to where you can wiggle the white out of it. See? Pulls right out. Slide this back in. Try to stretch it out as much as you can. And bring it back down to where you took the tape off. And see, like I said before, it won't actually sit exactly where you cut it because this tape overlaps this green part. But the whole idea is just to kind of center yourself back up to where you were at. So now that we got that, I'm still gonna leave this just a tiny bit off. You start stretching from that way, this way. So I just paused it a second so I can go get that card, and I think this might be a little bit easier. So like I said, just follow the logo and try to get the bubbles out of it. Once you got one letter down, move on to the next letter, and see, like the T, stretch out the very top this way. Once you got that out, then you stretch it down. And see, that was a lot faster with the card. It still got a little bit of bubbles, but like I said, that's fine. Sunny days, we'll take those out, or you can always press them out with your finger, or if you have a heat gun, then you can use a heat gun, but it's not necessary. Now, normally I like for people to leave these on for a good minute, but I'm going to pull it off just to show the guys who are usually impatient how to stick it back on there if it's struggling to come off. So first things first, take off the green tape once you're done, slowly, so you don't start ripping it apart. Just make sure that all the bubbles are kind of off of your sticker. Press them out with the card or whatever you're using. Taking out bubbles is hard. So hopefully I got enough battery. So you want to start off by pressing really hard on the areas that you're going to pull off first. Really hard, just to kind of make them stick. And see, I got it to stick there, and pull it real slow, and just keep watching the areas that keep lifting themselves up. Just because they're coming up doesn't mean that they're not sticky anymore. They're coming up because they need heat to bond. Obviously when the sticker is fresh from the press, obviously it'll be stickier, but when you guys get them, usually they're a few days old already, so especially during the delivery of them, see, and just keep, as you keep pulling, you just keep pushing them back to where it's got to be. And the skinny parts are harder compared to like the bigger letters, so just keep that in mind. Usually the T is the hardest one to pull off because it's really skinny at the top. So as you pull, just keep pushing back down. Keep taking the bubbles out. See, now that you got all that, just go over it with your thumb and it should stick. Try not to do it on a rainy day, because if you try to put the wipers right away, it might yank it off. I've never had that happen, but still, you never know. So as you pull back, just retouch it with your finger. Just press it down, make sure everything's sitting correctly, and continue going. So that looks pretty good already. You know, like I said, normally I like to let that clear transfer tape on there for a good minute before I pull them off. But if you're real impatient, this is the way to do it. And don't start on one side and then try to start the other, unless you really don't have any other choice. But just yank it and pull it slowly. You see how this one already lifted back up? This has got a skinny part on it, so just press it back down. Pretty much make some friction with your thumb and it'll stick. Friction pretty much makes it stick. This heat. So if you start putting it, you don't do this, it'll just keep ripping the sticker off, and then you'll have a shitty sticker. So that's the end result right there. Looks really good. Little to no bubbles. Now this was just a sticker that I just had that was really old, and I was like, you know what, let me just do a thing so I can show you guys how to install it. So far it looks so good. Now like I said, if you got small bubbles, not to worry, the sun will take them out. But if you really want to get rid of them right away, a heat gun, but don't overheat it because you'll start to roast the vinyl. Just make sure you go over these little small edges right here, just to make sure everything is good. And once you've done that, your sticker's done. This method will work with pretty much any big sticker. You don't necessarily need to do all this for the small ones. You can just add them like that. But these big ones are a lot harder to install. So I thought I'd make a video and show you guys how I do it when I have people that ask me to install them for them. This is how we do it. And all you need is a tape and a razor blade and a good eye. If you don't have a good eye, pull out the measuring tape. If you have a good eye, you can do it like that. So tape, razor blade, measuring tape if you need it, and that's it. And then maybe some rags just to clean the whole windshield up. And normally I just use soap and water. I don't use any kind of like wax or anything like that, or glass cleaner. Just soap and water, you know, and just let it dry out. Once it's dry, you're good to install it. And that's pretty much it. Not too hard. So normally we have a lot of people who usually will slap them on, and then they're like, oh, let me fix it, and they'll rip it off, and then they're trashed. So make sure you guys don't do that. Make sure you guys follow the steps that I showed you. That's the easiest way. There's other ways out there. I've seen people do the top tape, but to me that one's a lot harder, and usually the clear tape usually gets really wrinkled up. So that's the best way to do it for me. Make sure you guys try it. So if you guys want to cop these stickers, head over to the website. I got the link in the description below. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Drop a comment if I missed anything. Drop a comment if you have any kind of questions, or hit us up on Instagram for any other needs. So catch you on the next one. Thank you for stopping by.